Hello, kiddos. I'm GiiGii, and this is
Go, go, GiiGii, go, go. Go, go, GiiGii, go, go. Across the land or through the air, over vast oceans to anywhere. Go, go, GiiGii, go, go.
Go, GiiGii, Go. Pappy and I love to travel, and we wish we could take our grandkids along with us, but that's not always possible. So we share our adventures right here on YouTube for all grandkids of any age. In this video, thanks to this handy-dandy map, we are touring the oldest town in Tennessee, Jonesborough. It was a town before Tennessee was even a state. I will explain more about that as the story of Jonesborough unfolds. Jonesborough, Tennessee, the storytelling capital of the world. Pappy and I visit Jonesborough frequently. Why? What draws us to this quaint little town, the county seat of Washington County in northeastern Tennessee? We will get there on our tour, but first, a quick bit of history. In 1769, I told you it was old, about a mile and a half from town, a pioneer named William Bean built the first permanent home on a site that had been used as a hunting camp by Daniel Boone. That grew into a settlement, and in 1775, the settlement became part of North Carolina. What? Wait, didn't I say Tennessee? Yes, I did. Good for you, you're paying attention. But wait, first the settlement and surrounding area became Washington County by an act of North Carolina, and it is one of the 8 counties that started out as part of North Carolina and later became part of Tennessee. In 1779, North Carolina established Jonesborough as a town and county seat. 17 years later, Tennessee was granted statehood, but wait! Jonesborough and the surrounding area almost became the state of Franklin, named for Benjamin Franklin in 1784. The state of Franklin functioned as the 14th state, and Jonesborough was its first capital until 1788. But it was never recognized by Congress and became part of North Carolina again until 1796, when Tennessee became the 16th state. Before we move on with our story, could you like and share? Thank you. Now, a bit more history. This is the Christopher Taylor House. It was moved to Main Street in 1974 to keep it from being demolished. It was built by Revolutionary War Captain Taylor in 1777. And from the latter part of 1788 to the early part of 1789, long before becoming the 7th POTUS, Andrew Jackson stayed there and first practiced law. Captain Taylor and his wife had 10 children. No wonder he boarded there for less than 5 months before moving on to Nashville. Looks like it could have been a bit crowded. Years later, President Andrew Jackson would stay here at the Chester Inn, the oldest building original to the Main Street Business District, with construction that began in 1797. And Jackson was not the only president to stay there. Name dropping here, but Andrew Johnson and James K. Polk did too. There's so much history to Jonesborough, and being old, we love history, but that's not why Pappy and GiiGii go to Jonesborough, Tennessee. Let's look at more of Main Street, and maybe we'll find what keeps us returning. Actually, no maybe to it. Eventually, we will get to that part of the story. An important part of the story and history of Jonesborough happened at this marker. The building is no longer standing at the corner of Main Street and First Avenue, but in April of 1820, The Emancipator, the very first exclusively abolitionist publication, was printed and distributed from that very spot by Elihu Embry, a Quaker and slave owner. What? Wait, a slave owner writing and publishing a newspaper to end slavery? Yes, we all learn from our mistakes. And in 1812, he manumitted all of his slaves except for one woman, Nancy, and her 5 children. In October of 1820, over 2,000 subscribers received the 7th and last monthly issue of The Emancipator. In December of that same year, Ella Hewitt Embry passed away. When I started this story about Jonesborough, I mentioned that it is the storytelling capital of the world. Here's the story why. In October of 1973, using a wagon as a stage on the courthouse square, a local teacher and fellow residents shared stories to an audience of about 60 people, and the National Storytelling Festival had begun. Every October since 1973, people gather from all over the world, and in 2002, the Mary B. Martin Storytelling Hall opened its doors. Taking in some history. I am awed by the humble beginnings of this annual event, from the back of a wagon to this beautiful center, but still not what draws us here. So there is the annual Storytelling Festival in October, but what else is there to do? Well, to find a calendar of events, you can go to the website that Pappy has posted at the bottom of the screen, because there is always something going on. Kiddos, GiiGii has a confession to make. I have a sweet tooth. Now, that does not mean that I have a tooth made out of sugar or candy. No, though that would be tasty. No, it means I'm a big fan of desserts. And on Main Street, one of the sweetest places in town is the Lollipop Shop. When I get an opportunity, I like to pop into the Lollipop Shop. But still, not the main reason Pappy and GiiGii go to Jonesborough, Tennessee. But we're getting closer. Eureka Inn! Another historic site right next door to the place that keeps Pappy and GiiGii going to hear. And that is Jonesborough Repertory Theater, a non-profit community theater. Quick story. In 1969, a group of people got together to prepare a play to be performed at the Tennessee Statehood Celebration in Nashville for an audience of 10,000. With the creation of that play came the creation of JRT, Jonesborough Repertory Theater, in 1970. At first, they performed in the courthouse until it moved to its current location, a former casket factory. Now, you can put on a show almost anywhere, and they put on 8 productions each season. There have been many improvements and remodels over the years, and for now the entrance is around this corner behind me. But soon, the entrance will be here when the newly renovated Jackson Theater reopens. We have seen some really great shows at JRT, starring very talented area performers. I guess you could say we're fans. There's so much more to see and experience in Jonesborough and nearby, like the Wetlands Water Park for a splashing good time, and about 30 minutes away in Limestone, Tennessee, is Bright's Zoo, where they had a spotless giraffe born in August of 2023. Isn't she precious? That wraps up this visit and our story about Jonesborough, Tennessee, the storytelling capital of the world. We hope you can get a chance to visit there yourself someday and maybe hear a story or two. Thanks for watching Go GiiGii Go. Please like, share, and subscribe. Pappy and GiiGii will be on the go again soon, and we will share right here. Until next time, kiddos, remember, we all have to be something. So let's be kind. This was Go GiiGii Go, and we are gone.